All right, all right. What's up, tout le monde? J'espère que nous en forme. Welcome, everybody, to the stream. Hopefully you had a great night and you are ready for today's session. Let me know in the chat if you can see me, if you can hear me clearly. All right. Let me know if you can see me in 4K. Yeah, so I already talked about what I want to see in the market today. In the session we had in the French channel. So basically I'm paying attention to see if price can break. I don't like this low right there. Okay. The only thing I'm waiting for right now is to see I want to see if price can break these candle potentially. All right. If price can invert this imbalance, and probably after that the market might show sign of strength. I don't know. Okay, because this is the thing, the current high of day is not set, the current high of day is not the target neither. So basically what I expect here is a little bit of consolidation plus an expansion. Okay, and even though I had a buy area right here, even though I have a buy area right here, but the bearish conviction was too heavy. The bearish conviction was too heavy to consider this as manipulation right now. That's why I want to wait and see what price is gonna do in the next hours, right? The only thing I know is that I can't short. Okay, so when I'm doing my analysis, this is what I do. First thing first, I know what I'm not gonna do in the stream. Okay, I'm looking for what I'm not gonna do. Okay, what I'm not gonna do today, it's short. I can short today. That's the first thing. So now, do I have confirmation to long? Not yet. Do I have confirmation to long? Not yet. Okay, so it's just the opening. It's 9:32, just 2 minutes in the sessions. Well, like I said in today's breakdown I've made in my other channels, so price might dropping a little bit lower again and probably manipulate the low of January and the low of November probably, and after that create an accumulation to go higher. That might be the case, and right now we might just have a little bit of consolidation, and I'm just waiting. Okay, I'm just waiting. So let's watch NQ, let's watch ES to see what is going on. Yeah, it's basically the same thing, and these lows right there create downside liquidity. So I was watching them like in M5, I guess. Yeah, that was on M5. So basically it's just probably I'm just gonna wait. Okay, just gonna wait and see what price might do. I already know what I'm not gonna do in the session. Okay, well, even though I expect price to drop lower, but this is already too low for me to short. Okay, so now if we build liquidity, let's say we build liquidity and we had an expansion, and then let's say the market manipulate these highs, for example, and then after that I might say, okay, we had confirmation to go lower, I might short, but that's gonna take some time in my opinion if we're gonna have this, and I don't expect that to happen today. What I expect today is to, well, when I say expect, it's not like I have big expectation in the market. Okay, but based on what I see right now, the bearish conviction is very heavy. Price might just stop here to create a consolidation and then dropping lower again. Okay, since we are in a bonds context, that might be the case, and then after that the market might react to one of our areas to create the first accumulation and then to keep going higher and higher. So one thing that I really want to tell you, it's like the past like 2 or 3 weeks, it's very important to take partials. It's very important to take profits. Okay, because yesterday, bro, that was crazy. Yesterday, I wanted to put my target above the previous day high. Okay, I wanted to put my target above the previous day high, and that's basically why I keep telling you. I keep telling you why you need a target. Okay, people keep asking me if they don't have a target, if they don't have a low resistance low, if they don't have a low resistance high, equal lows, equal highs, can we still just buy as soon as the low is set? Can we just short as soon as the high is set? I usually tell you guys, well, you can do whatever you want because trading is about freedom. Okay, and I don't want you to take my my words as like barriers, you know. I don't want you to take my words as obstacles to like not making money, you know. That's why I usually tell you, well, you can do whatever you want. It's trading is about freedom. But me personally, in order to take a trade, I need a low resistance low. I need a low resistance high. I need the equal highs. I need equal highs and equal lows. Why? I already explained you why. I already explained you why I have them as targets. I already explained you why I want to see them on my charts in order to take a trade. So now, it's like I never took trades without low resistance low. That happens. I'm not gonna lie, that probably happens maybe 5 times, not too many. Not too many times I took trades without low resistance or low resistance high. Not too many. Not too many times. Why? It's because I know whenever I have a low resistance high, we have orders above this area. We have pending orders. Well, when the market fill out these orders, if the conviction is not needed anymore, the market might just collapse. Okay, the market might just reject the area. That's why I basically tell you 2 things gonna happen when the market arrives at a low resistance high, low resistance low, equal lows and equal highs. We can just reject it. Okay, we can just reject it, and as you can see right here, or we can break it and retest it to keep going higher. So basically, none of these are my business most of the time. I want them long to go to the low resistance high. I want a long to go to the equal high. I want a short to go to the low resistance low. I want a short to go to the equal low. That's basically how I do stuff, right? That's basically how we do it most of the time. Okay. Yesterday, I wanted to put my target a little bit higher. And I'm like, you know what? Let's keep things simple, bro. Don't complicate anything. Just put it at the low resistance high. And don't be too greedy. This week's market, this month's market, like as we see, like how the market is moving the past few days, it's not a good thing to be. It's not a good thing at all to be greedy. Okay. Big reaction inside of this area. Check ES real quick. I'm not interested in ES at all. I have no interest on ES. Sorry. Or probably I have to wait more time. Okay. All right, that's the opening. 9:30 right there. The opening right there, and that's another opening. Oh yeah, so I wanted to talk about something. Do you see how price was heavily, like, was very strong yesterday? Yesterday, well, since we had the wall, like the WAR, people assume that the market should be bearish on Monday. They don't even open their screen. They just assume like the market has to be bearish on Monday. And I've been telling you like for years and years, that's not how the market works, bro. That's our perception of the market, but not what's happening in reality. And people were afraid too long because we have conflicts, right? But I told you, well, if the market tells me to buy, I'm gonna buy, and I don't care. I don't care about what Jerome Powell, Donald Trump. I don't care about anybody. And even my mentor said that yesterday. I don't even care about him. That's the level of confidence you want in trading. If you don't have it, you're not gonna win. I'm telling you. If you have doubt on your own decision, if you have doubt on your own analysis, you're not gonna make it. I'm not gonna change my analysis because Iran says this, Donald Trump says that. I don't care. Exactly, Yusin. I was about to talk about it. People be like, we're gonna buy gold. Yeah, just buy gold. Stupid. Just buy it. Yeah. Oh yeah, we have war. So gold is the asset that people gonna buy when we are in conflicts, when we have problems. Yeah, buy gold. People just assume that gold has to go higher because we have war. Just buy it. Buy it. What happened right now? Like everybody was waiting for the opening of the market to buy gold. What's gonna happen? They're gonna drop it. They're gonna keep dropping it. So now everybody, wait, what? My mentor tells me if we have war, everybody gonna invest on gold because they want a safe asset to put their money, and now gold is going lower because that's not how the market works. That's not how it works, bro. And I've been telling you, I've been showing you that times and times and times again. You just have to understand the algorithms. Bro, I checked gold on the weekends and I saw this beautiful low resistance low. And I'm like, people gonna buy this. They don't know what's going on right there. They don't know what's going on right there. And I've been showing you that months, days after days, weeks after weeks, months after months, you can't have predefined perception of the market. You can't have predefined bias of the market. You cannot. All right. The market today is a bunch of computers executing. All right. It's not like somebody gonna do something, or like it's not there is nobody behind his computer telling, oh, I'm gonna short the market. No, they predefine everything based on the algorithms, because these algorithms, they understand human behaviors. I was saying that like 2 weeks ago in my WhatsApp status, right? I told you like market makers using computers, big computers, to like they're using artificial intelligence in the market, and it's not the new AI you know right now. They've been using that like for a long time, you know. These and artificial intelligence, they know how the common behaviors. They know like the selective, no, not selective. I don't have the words right now. But basically, they know how most people think. Okay? They know how most people think. Yeah, I think it's that. Selective behaviors. All right? Collective. All right, not selective. Collective. Okay? Collective behaviors. That's what they use in the market. That's why you're gonna buy Bitcoin at $100,000. you're gonna buy Bitcoin at all-time highs. It's not your fault. It's because that's exactly when they're gonna talk about it in social media. That's exactly when they're gonna talk about it. Like Joe's and Jack, your neighbors, everybody gonna talk about it. Why? Because it's at all-time high. That's basically where you're gonna. That's basically when you're gonna have like everybody's in crypto's expert, right? Everybody's crypto expert. When the market is bullish, everybody's an expert. Anyways, so this artificial intelligence, they understand the collective behaviors of the participants, especially the retail traders, right? They know that most people gonna buy gold this week. This is pretty fine. This is manipulation. This is exactly how the market works. Exactly, Prod. You are right, because I saw it too, bro. I saw it too. There is a divergence. I saw it too. In lower time frame. I remember it was in lower time frame. I think it's there. I think it's somewhere there. No, that was with silver. That was with silver, not. That was this divergence, That was these highs, the Asian high during the London. They manipulate. Oh, even this one manipulated, and even gold like manipulated too, but not silver, right? So, like I said, this artificial intelligence, they collect our behaviors. That's what creates manipulation in the market. Well, if you don't trust me, like, you're free, bro. I don't force anybody to trust me. AI has been used by them for a long time. Yeah. AI has been using by them for a long time. Okay. Just like Australians line up to go buy gold at all-time high. Exactly. Okay. Gold was at all-time high, and people in Australia, like, they wanted to buy gold at all-time highs. What's gonna happen, bro? It's gonna crash massively, bro. They're gonna do the opposite of what the collective humans, the collective behaviors want to do. Okay, and it's the same thing too on cryptos, right? Bitcoin was very close to $100,000, very close to it before it reached to $100,000. And I'm like, if everybody thinks Bitcoin gonna go to $100,000, it's not going to $100. Big drop. Big drop. That's how it operates. That's how the market operates, bro. And I'm not saying that to blaming people that are using fundamental. Like I usually said, even me, I do some research about fundamentals. And as you can see, Koki and we talked about fundamentals. But fundamentals is to learn about the economy. The economy is not the market. That's what you have to understand. That's why people don't understand. The market is not the economy. The economy is not the market. Well, they use the market as excuse to say, all right, the economy is good because NASDAQ is there, S&P 500 is there, YM is there. As you can see recently, right? As you can see recently, I don't remember her name again, but every question they ask her during the deposition, she keeps saying that, well, the YM is at almost at 50K. Every time the YM is at almost at 50K, Dow Jones is almost at 50K. That's the excuse they use. That's why I usually tell you guys, before election, every time, always, before election, the market will be bullish. Why? because they want to use that as excuse to say, all right, my administration did good. Why? Because the Nasdaq is at all-time high, because the S&P 500 is at all-time high. They want to use that in their favor, but that doesn't mean the economy is good. And I've been telling you that. And especially when the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 are at all-time high, it's inflation too at the same time. You have to understand that. It's profits for some people, it's inflation for others. Profits in indices, it's inflation for other people. That's why you have to understand. So when I'm live or when I'm doing my analysis, I trust me. Why? Because I've spent 1,000 hours watching all of these things for days, months, weeks, years. And at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, I don't have to care. I don't care about these things. Okay. How can I know today I gotta expect a little bit of consolidation, and then we probably gonna keep dropping lower before we create the first accumulation? How can I know that? How can I know that? How can I tell you these areas, they have pending orders, and as soon as the market arrives here, you gotta do something? It's not like somebody is waiting for you here, but the algorithms will fill these orders. And the fact that they're gonna fill these orders, the market might drop massively. Two things happen in these areas. They can either reject these areas, or they might break it and retest them and keep going higher. And eventually, I don't have a break and retest strategy. You know that. But I've been telling you this. That's why some strategy works. Why? For example, we have this low resistance high right there. Actually, the yesterday trade we took looks like this one. Actually, all right, it looks like a break and retest. And I've been telling you that's why some strategy works. And I know why, when people using support resistance, when they're gonna make money, when they're gonna lose money. I'm not saying support resistance is bad, all right? Don't get me wrong. But it's because I've read how the algorithms of price, my mentors, John Fibonacci, Larry Williams, and other people, they have taught me how the market operates. Okay? When I tell you to wait for the first 15 minutes, well, I have friends that trade before 9:30. I'm not saying you can't trade before 9:30, right? But when I'm telling you guys, wait for the first 15 minutes. What happened most of the time in the first 15 minutes? What happened in the first 15 minutes? What happened in the first 15 minutes? We know what happened in the first 15 minutes, all right? Because we just see it. We just see it right there. The first 15 to 30 minutes, most of the time, it's gonna be a fake move, bro. If you trust it, well, sometimes 9:30 the market just take the direction and keep going higher, just like yesterday. All right. And days like that, it's because we already have a manipulation below and the market just keep going higher, you know. But if you watch price every single day, you're gonna see, for example, that was 9:30. Okay, they're gonna give you the fake out move, bro. Okay, so I trust the market and only the market, nothing else. Why? Because the best teacher is experience. Okay, the best teacher is experience. Somebody might listen to me and say, bro, what you're saying is trash, because based on my experience, da 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 da, and I'm gonna be okay, bro. That's our experience. And if you get good results with that, I'm gonna be the first one in line clapping for you. Okay, I'm gonna be the first in line if you can have result with it. But based on my experience, I don't buy high, I don't sell low. I'm waiting for the manipulation. Put your glasses on. Yeah, bro, I forgot my glasses. My glasses, they were with me. They were with me, and I went to the gym and I changed my clothes, and they are in the living room. I just remember that before I start the stream. But mal because sorry. Malpen. Well, even if I put it on the market line anyways, it's just gonna be consolidation and then drop lower. And now I don't wanna sell here, and I told you that. And that's what separates the good and the best. That's what separates the good trader from the best trader. You know, you might be able to read the market, and you know, based on experience, based like on your data and everything, you might be able to read it. And you say, well, I can see the market does this and does that, but that's not gonna be a trade for me. Not because I'm able to do it. I'm able to read the market that I have to take a trade. If you think that way, you're gonna take a lot of crappy trades, bro. You're gonna take a lot of trades. You're gonna focus more in quantity than quality, and that's a huge problem in the community, not the Librite community, but the trading space. Okay. And I always tell you that when you are trading, it's like you are making transaction. And let's say you were working for a business, you're not gonna take every transaction they propose you, right? If you have a business, you're gonna pay attention. You're gonna be very picky to choose which transaction to accept for your company. It's the same thing on trading. That might be a good transaction, but I know I can have better than that. I can find better than that. You know? So my mentor, like John, he used to do that. And when I was a beginner, I was like, why? If you can read the market, just take the trade. That's what I thought. And then I've seen other people that I've watched doing that. They take some trades, but sometimes they can read the market and they already say, all right, we're not gonna take this trade because of XYZ. And me as a beginner, I'm like, bro, you're losing your time right now, because if you can read it, just take it. It's not every trades are worth taking. Not every trades are worth taking. Sometimes you can read price action. Reading price action has nothing to do with execution. That's why you can be a great analysis, but you can't execute. You don't make money in trading by doing the best analysis. You make trading by making the best execution, right? Making good execution. Because I know a lot of you guys, you can analyze the market, but when it comes to execute, you are when you analyze the market, you like Lionel Messi, you like Cristiano Ronaldo. But when execution, Ferran Torres. Execution, Martin Braithwaite. Execution, Higuain. So that's why I usually say, well, analyze the market, it's good, but what about the execution? That's why even though sometimes I can analyze the market, but if my execution can't be very I'm not gonna say I'm not saying the execution should be perfect, because sometimes, yes, you're gonna have it perfectly, but sometimes you're not gonna have it perfectly. I'm saying sometimes you're gonna analyze the market and realize the environment is not worth taking the trade. Or sometimes you can either take it, or you can reduce your risk, okay, to protect protect your capital and stuff, you know. Yeah. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna take my glasses, guys, because I'm not gonna, because I already know I'm gonna stay here for hours. Even though after the stream I have other things to do. So Simba to prendre l'âme to faire junior shit là even happen. So let me check it. So I went to the gym with my glasses. Why? Because l'aime lever, si c'est pas soleil la moi avant, li pas ka lumière téléphone nan non plus. And nan l'homme d'abal nan gym nan soleil la pot ko. Pas de soleil tout boy ici. Soleil la on ti kas boy ici. Deni de ça. Nap tan pour nous len commencer dans mois avril. So yeah, basically in the morning, si ma levé fait un bagay ou bien whatever, me toujours mettre lunettes là. Donc si m'bral nan gym mettre lunettes là. Si m'pa getan wè soleil, même si moi l'air dehors, mais si je m'pa getan wè soleil, whatever l'autre lumière m'a pour faut mettre lunettes là avant. M'pa malade nan j'ai, m'pa gagné nan j'ai non. Au contraire, là si m'te gen check yeux, it was perfect. Je dis une yeux qui pipe parfait ouais. Yeah. Des essais d'examen ou t'es fait me faire. Sorry, il y a des séries de tests que tu fais me faire tout. Nan niveau m'rivé à pas grand pile monde qui rivé là, ça montre que yeux m'étaient bon. Papier là, oui. Ça montre que yeux m'étaient bon. OK? But en pile goût mais gon côté m'rivé presque pas rien même nan ba yo montre nan but m continue à freestyle tout samedi moi au bon. Continue à freestyle. Ma force regarder bah y a ma freestyle oui, mon pas ma freestyle pourtant tout samedi c'est ça. And yeah, so pas un problème monsieur. Malgré m'gain 6 ans devant écran but toujours gain lunettes. OK? Toujours gain lunettes. There is a delay between the voice and the video and your voice. What you talking about, bro? Let me check. Sing drop frames. Back when you drop frames, no? No. Stream normal, we brother. Well, I don't know, but stream with it by it fait là. Ça y est, on arrive parfois écran qu'on fait freeze. Nothing, et pas un sérieux, c'est just refreshly. I don't know. Boy is insulting now. Personally, I feel like Wagner Love in my executions. So yeah, Wagner Love. So yeah, so this is exactly what we expected from today's price action. We had a bonds context. So in bonds context, you expect price to build liquidity, and right now we are building this low resistance high right there. Okay, and now we're dropping lower. And again, it's not impossible to take this trade, but that's not the trade I'm gonna take. Okay, we are very close to the previous daily low. We're just reacting from a previous daily low and stuff. That's not the best opportunity for me. Okay, even though we might say we had manipulation, we had divergence, or for a sniper that might be, for a scalper that might be an entry or something, but that's not my entry. Okay, and that's what matters. Okay, so now ES build liquidity, NQ create a manipulation. What about YM? YM keep dropping lower, exactly what I expected from all of the indices. Okay, because I know most people gonna try too long this morning, and I'm like, they're gonna cut their fingers. Okay, I see a massive sell-off today. I mean, not massive sell-off, but I see a continuation to go lower, at least for the morning session. At least for the morning session. So I'm basically gonna wait and see. That's what I expected. Yeah, oh yeah. Olivier dit un bagay qui est intéressant là. Market là déjà à moins 2%. The market is already at negative 2%. I don't think we will be able to execute. If you try to execute today, right now, the brokers or your prop firms might hold your transaction. Okay, I don't know. It's let me check real quick. Okay, comme ça les threshold CME group. Allez, faut me donner information ça. Bavli di nou nan bouche, besoin nou well. Okay, I want you to say it. Because I explained that last year when I was talking about the CME group and everything. When I was talking about the CME group and everything. So basically, if the market is down a certain amount of percentage, you won't be able to execute. Okay. Usain said CFD is king. Yeah, CFD we don't care about. CFD basically don't care about all of these things. It was -2 or -5. 2. I think it was 2. It was 2. So you might try to execute and the brokers say no. The prop firm says no. Because we are at -2% for the day. When the market opens at -2, they don't want you to execute. Remember it was somewhere. Devli wè nou wè la genou. Dem de jwen ni anko. Because I remember I show you this thing. I show you this thing live. I was live on YouTube and I show you this thing. Dem de jwen ba anko. I don't remember where I found it. But I remember I found it and I show it to you. It's a World Book. That's not how it was. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I expected from today, guys. There is nothing. There is no surprise at all. I expected to see price dropping a little bit lower. I had no conviction to buy. I had nothing at all. Unless somebody shorted YM from yesterday when the market touched the 50% of the previous day range. Remember, I talked about that in the stream. I told you, well, we had some downside targets, but if the market want to take these targets, we have to set the low and we have to manipulate something. Okay, we have to manipulate something. So now what happened? The market came back to the 50% and then we just dropped. Okay, so I know some of you were forcing price to go lower right there. Okay, and I was telling you, well, it's possible, but we don't really have, they don't manipulate anything yet. At least the market has to come back to the 50% and set the high and then manipulate it. Okay, you have to wait for price to set the high, then manipulate it again. When I say set the high, like create a high and manipulate it, and then boom, we drop lower. So there's nothing to do this morning, basically. We are at this low right there. NQ, NQ stay here, bro. NQ stays here. Well, I'm not gonna stay too long today. Like I told you, like I don't if we don't have anything to do, I have other things to do and I'm just gonna do them. Well, most of the time I stay in the market with you. It's because you are there and I have to teach you something. I have to show you something. But if I don't have, when I'm trading, I just put some alert. If I don't have anything, I put some alert and I go do other stuff and wait for my alert to be triggered. And after that, I come back to the market and see what happened. So this is gold. Did you buy gold? Did you buy gold because of the war? That's why they said you're gonna buy gold because it's a safe asset during the war. That's what people do. They're gonna buy gold. They're gonna buy gold. They're gonna buy gold. They're gonna buy gold. But they forgot to mention you have to buy low. You have to buy low, not buy high. Buy low. I'm not saying you're not gonna. It's impossible to buy low, but it's to buy gold. But you have to wait for price to be at a certain level at least to buy. Well, basically, you know me. I don't really talk that much about gold. Okay, it's an overrated asset in my opinion. Everybody wanna trade gold. Everybody wanna do this in gold. I stayed in indices for years, and I'm good with that. Well, now since I'm an educator, sometimes I analyze it for you, and every time I analyze it for you, what happened? Every time I analyze it for you, what happened? I don't remember even one time I analyzed gold and I was wrong. If you remember, every time you told me, coach, analyze gold, and I said, okay, all right, let me try. boom, everything I said happened. So I don't know if you have any questions. If you have any questions, while I'm drinking my coffee, I can answer them. Yesterday we had TP, and today I don't know what we're gonna guide. I don't know what the market will do today. Well, we just create the targets. So now we just create the consolidation and the upside target. So now probably we're gonna have to wait for the expansion. And then after that, the market might create the accumulation. Because there's one thing I already know, I'm not gonna short. Okay, I don't buy, I don't sell low. I don't say you can't do it. I'm just saying that's my thing. That's how I analyze the market, right? Yeah, somebody said I can't say the high of the day set. Same thing for me too. All right. We had a late manipulation from yesterday's price action. That probably I can say that is probably a big part of the fact that we don't have any high set today. But yeah, we can say the high set. Est-ce que rentabilité à boring vrai? Rentability are keep boring. It's how you repeat the same thing every single day, and some people find it boring. Not me, bro. The process might be boring because you keep doing the same thing every single day. And our brain doesn't like that, you know. But I'm excited every morning to come here, bro. I don't know. I'm excited every morning to open this screen and to take trades and to make money, bro. But I see why some people say it's boring, because there's nothing else. Like, that's your life. You just keep repeating the same thing every single day, every morning, every night, but that's basically how successful people works. Same thing for LeBron James, same thing for any good players or any good artists, you have to keep repeat the same thing every night. 9 in and 9 out. LeBron James has been doing that for 23 years. And he said that, yeah, so it's the same thing every day. It looks boring, but that's how you gotta do it. Well, you can go to my website, or you can contact me on WhatsApp, send a message. The phone number is on the screen. You don't see it? Yeah, you should see it. It's on the screen. Unless you don't really pay attention, but I put the WhatsApp phone number on the screen. So, and contact me if you're very serious, because some people, they're not serious, bro. Well, they don't talk to me, but My assistant knows when somebody's serious or not. Well, and some people, they want to talk to me personally. I don't know why. There is somebody there to ask you every question you want, but you want to talk to me personally, directly, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because they are afraid to scammers, but I give you this number. It's not a number you found like on TikTok or anything anywhere else. Yeah, I gave you this number, so it's me. Most of the time, you're not gonna find me. You're gonna find someone else. Index. I'm just looking for some information, guys. We have a big drop. Let's see what I expected today. So that's it for tonight, for today. See you tomorrow, same time. So we're gonna see if guys can give us some opportunity. As of right now, I'm just gonna put some alert. Let's say so I think I already have an alert in this low right there. And I'm gonna put some alert. Let me just delete the word and just say that like that. right there. You have this low right there. It's a low of November 24th. It's not low, so I mean, I remember this low because the market came close to it in December. And December, that was on February. Anyways, so the first thing I can tell you, the fact that the market is dropping lower, you need a manipulation at a higher time frame low. So okay, so what's going on right there is basically what we explained this morning. This is exactly what we explained this morning, right? What's gonna happen in this context? What's gonna happen in this context? What's gonna happen? We're gonna have market building liquidity and creating expansion. And again, I never say it's impossible to take this expansion. I said that in the breakdowns. I said that every day. It's not high probability for me. Okay, I rather wait. Okay, so same thing here. We can see the price action, like we keep rejected everywhere, like bullish, I mean upside rejection, downside rejection. Okay, so that's exactly what we expected continuation to go lower. If you try too long, I'm sorry for you, because I said that in the breakdown. That's the first thing I said, and I said that this morning in the session. It's not, the bearish conviction is so heavy. Gotta wait. And it's normal because all of these constitute the potential redistribution we were talking about last week. All of them. All right, so see you tomorrow, guys. It was a pleasure to be here with you. Ciao.